All right, we're excited to have Jeff Burdge with us today. He is the Gifts Officer for the Girl Scouts of Eastern Oklahoma, which does include Payne County as well as 29 other counties. It's the area's premier leadership development organization for girls ages K through 12. And their mission is to build girls of courage, confidence, and character who make the world a better place. Jeff is a Tulsa native, and he did attend Oklahoma State University. So go Pokes. He graduated with a bachelor's degree in geography, and he has been in the nonprofit world for some time, including with the Arthritis Foundation, Hope Testing, the Kiva Tulsa Microlending, and that was all before coming to Girl Scouts of Eastern Oklahoma this last fall. In his free time, Jeff enjoys fixing up his new house and time with his Labrador Phoebe and traveling the world. So please help me in welcoming Jeff.
Good afternoon. How's everyone doing? All right. Thank you for the Girl Scout prayer. That was very nice. Appreciate that. And the cookie trivia. I'm glad you didn't take my trivia fact because I have a cookie one coming up. So, no, you're good. You're good. You're good. I'm Jeff Burdge, Girl Scouts of Eastern Oklahoma. I appreciate you having us today. Wanted to get into a little bit of the Girl Scouts of the United States history. Scouting rises within you and inspires you to put forth your best. Juliette Gordon Low, the founder of Girl Scouts of the United States. Juliette Gordon Low was from Savannah, Georgia. She was known as Daisy, so that's where you may find those daisies, one of our troop levels there. She started a troop there in 1912, her hometown, with 18 girls. They all shared a sense of curiosity and a belief that they could do anything. And this was at a time when women in the United States couldn't even vote. They were expected to stick to strict social norms. So this was encouraging girls to embrace their unique strengths and create their own opportunities in the world at that time. Since the founding of that Girl Scout movement more than a century ago, that small group of 18 girls has grown to nearly 2 million members worldwide. Right now, and 50 million alum throughout the world. So we're really proud of how far it was able to grow in that century. So real quick, how many people were a Girl Scout or had a Girl Scout in their life? Daughter, sister, aunt, mom, anyone? All right, so it probably has touched you more than you realize, and we're really proud that those women that have, those girls that have grown up to be women do come back and be part of our organization year after year. So actually, real quick so the Girl Scout cookie was actually from Muskogee, Oklahoma. So we had our first troop in Bartlesville in 1914, and then in 1917, a troop in Muskogee created the Girl Scout cookie to make some money. In Muskogee, you can see that bronze statue. That is in front of the Three Rivers Museum there, honoring the Girl Scouts' legacy in our area. So here's where I was going to go with our cookie trivia. Does anyone want to guess? Number one cookie sold in the United States every year? Not Girl Scouts. Oreos, number one. Number two sold cookie? Thin Mints, yes. Girl Scout Thin Mints are only sold 6 weeks a year. Oreos 365 days a year. So really shows our impact. In our council, we sold over 800,000 cases of Girl Scout cookies this year. We were there loading them into cars one Saturday, cold Saturday morning. I think we put 25,000 cases in 6 hours. So the cookies are in high demand. I wish I was able to bring some to share with y'all, but they sold out very, very quickly. So we're proud of our girls being able to do that. Little bit about Oklahoma is we do have 2 councils in Oklahoma. Oklahoma City covers their metro and to the west. Tulsa covers the eastern part of the state, including Stillwater and Ponca. We go all the way down to Durant, and then far eastern is covered by northwestern Arkansas. But we do have over 30 counties covered with over 6,000 girls and adult volunteers involved regularly. The pandemic, we did take a significant hit on membership, so we are working on growing that back up. Let's see, I think there we go. Here's a little bit more of that. So the Hardesty Leadership Center there in Tulsa, please feel free to come on by and visit. We've got our big Girl Scout store as well as our museum in there. We also have service centers and offices in Ada, Bartlesville, McAllister, Ponca, and here in Stillwater. It's across the street from the library off 12th, if you're wondering where that is. We also are very, very, very lucky in that we have 3 camps that we can draw upon to send our troops to. Camp Tall Chief / Swanee is on Zinc Ranch, northwest of Tulsa in the Osage Hills. And Camp Washashi is next door to Woolaroc, right outside of Bartlesville. And then we do have a troop house in Tulsa that they're able to go and use. But we're really, really proud of those camps. We're very lucky. A lot of councils in our area, in the country, do not have access to these resources. So we're very proud to be able to have those. Here's a little bit more about just kind of our council here. You can see the dark green are the counties covered by our Eastern Oklahoma Council, and the breakdown from Daisy to Ambassador. So that's going to be your kindergarten going up to seniors in high school. The stats there on the right side are a little bit more of that breakdown of girl membership, adult membership, participating in summer camp, and the financial assistance awarded. That's a big thing. We have about 63% of our girls come from a low to moderate income household in our council, which is $50,000 or less. Within that, the 63% of the girls, about 80% of those girls are in a household of $30,000 or less. So you can really see that it's a lot more than just camp and cookies of what you might think. We are going into Title I schools, working with them, trying to really find anyone that's in a disadvantaged household to maybe have an opportunity to come be a Girl Scout. Our 4 program pillars that we have moved to, so it's the Girl Scout leadership experience. You've got STEM, outdoors, life skills, and entrepreneurship. Let me make sure okay, here we go. All right, so just a little bit about that Girl Scout leadership. Through STEM programs, girls can gain important exposure in robotics, cybersecurity, coding, manufacturing, aerospace, space science, and much, much more. We've got great STEM programming directors that are always trying to think of new things for our girls to be able to do. We realize that STEM is the future, especially within education, and we don't want them to be left behind. Outdoors, this is what everyone, we really think of also, going out to camp, but it's a great opportunity to get a lot of our girls that are within larger metros don't have an opportunity to go out into the woods, and maybe it's their first time getting on a horse or shooting a bow and arrow or kayaking or sailing, all these different things. Get them outdoors and be one with nature. The life skills are also very important. Not only just breaking down their lack of communication skills and improving those, but also just life skills like first aid, civic participation, respectful disagreements, ways that you can have words with each other without it being angry and whatnot, especially in the world we live in right now. So, and then entrepreneurship, that's cookies, which you're very familiar with. I'm sure you've bought a few in your lifetime. This year we did do Raspberry Rally. I heard someone talking about raspberries earlier. That was an online cookie sale that we were testing out. I don't know if it'll be brought back or not, but it did sell out very, very quickly, so hopefully we do. It was like a Thin Mint, but the center was raspberry instead of chocolate mint, so they were pretty good. All right. This is a little bit of a smaller program that we do, but I want to highlight it because not a lot of people know about this. It's called Girl Scouts Beyond Bars. It's a reunification program for girls, their siblings, and their incarcerated mothers. Right now, this program is mostly in Tulsa, but with more funding, we would like to expand this into our whole council. So more than 2 million children in the United States have a parent that is in jail or has been incarcerated. Unfortunately, Oklahoma daily ranks number 1 and 2 in the world for incarcerated women. Not a great stat for us to be number 1 at, but it is the truth. So 21 years now, we have been working on this program where we take girls and we will bring them to the prisons to visit their mothers. But before that happens, their mothers have to go through a lot of classes and a lot of training. And then they have to make sure the prison is set up to receive us in a safe space. And we will take the girls in a van as well as their siblings up to the prisons where they can go see their mothers. They get time alone with their moms where they can just be a family unit again for that brief moment. And then the mom will actually lead the Girl Scout troop experience while they're up there. And so a little bit of context, when you have an incarcerated parent, you have about a 75% chance to go to prison yourself. If you have both your parents incarcerated, you have an 85% chance to go to prison yourself. So we're really wanting to break that cycle of incarceration in our state, especially with our young women. In 21 years, and to the best of our knowledge, and we really try to keep up with the girls who have gone through this specific program, no one has gone to prison in 21 years and followed that cycle of incarceration. So we're very proud of that fact, and we hope to continue that into the future. It's been so successful that we actually are starting a pilot program with dads and daughters. It's just starting as pen pals and maybe some Zoom calls, but in the future, if we can get enough funding and we can work with the prisons to create those safe spaces, we would like to start reintroducing dads and daughters while they're incarcerated to keep that family unit as much as we can. So we're really proud of that one. Staff-led troops is another one we're real proud of in that this is where I was talking about the Title I schools. And we go in, and this is more around Tulsa. We have some Muskogee, but we are trying to expand into the council further. We'll go into the schools and be the troop leader. A lot of times they don't have someone that can volunteer and put that effort and time in that is required of our wonderful volunteers. So our staffs go in there, they work with the girls from kindergarten and try to go up as far as they can, where it's easier for them to break off into their own troops. It's been incredibly successful. Right now we're serving about 492 girls in the Tulsa and Muskogee areas. But again, we would like to expand that more once we are able to get additional funding there. Summer camp over at Tall Chief. This is a really fun one. Last year we served 715 campers for a week-long overnight stay. I don't know, did anyone go to summer camp that's out here? You have a good time? All right, yeah. All right, awesome. Yeah, so yeah, this is just a really great time for them to go out there and break any barriers that may be come from school or where they're living. We actually have a really good story that one of our 2022 camp participants had habitually been bullied by other children her age, no self-confidence, really didn't really want to go to camp, but was talked into it, and she went to camp. For the first few days, she just stuck around her counselors, wouldn't break out, didn't want to do anything, and luckily, we had a lot of the girls that wanted to engage her and got her involved, and all of a sudden, the counselor's trying to find her, nowhere to be found. She's in the middle of the girls around the campfire having the time of her life. It was just that opportunity just to break down those barriers. You may be shy, you may not know someone there, it doesn't matter. Once you're a Girl Scout, you're a Girl Scout forever, you're all family. So we're really proud of that. Resident camp is subsidized by over $100,000 each year in order to keep the cost low for the girls. It's about $900 all in for a girl to go to camp. That includes any equipment she may need. A lot of her girls may not have a swimsuit or a pair of tennis shoes that they can go hiking in, or all those types of things. So we want to make sure that they are set up to succeed the minute they come to camp and not feel like they're less than someone else there that may have a little bit more privilege. Upcoming Stillwater event on August 10th of 2023 this year. It's a Thursday, I believe. We're going to do a cookies on tap over at Stone Cloud patio and tap room. And we'll be pairing, I believe it's 4 of our cookies to 4 of their beers. So you'll be able to have a whole flight experience and try them together. We did this over at Marshall's Brewery in Tulsa, and it was very, very good. So I'm looking forward to this one. So we will have the beer pairing, dinner, raffle prizes, live music, all supporting your Girl Scouts of Payne County. Let's see. How you all can help, help sponsor our annual events, or support one of our many programs. You can help spread the word throughout your community here. Volunteering, we are looking for potential committee members for Cookies on Tap. Sarah is one of our committee members as well, so if you have any questions, if I'm not here, she'll be able to help out. And please connect us to any businesses or individuals who you think may be interested in supporting our cause. I have a video that we're going to share, if I did this right. There we go.
We have 4 pillars: outdoor, life skills, entrepreneurship, and STEM. Tonight, we're showcasing our STEM experience.
Our whole goal in investing in STEM is to open up for girls the possibilities of STEM careers, to spark their interest in all of these many jobs that are going to be in high demand in the future, and we want them to be prepared.
This program does a great job empowering young ladies to make something more of themselves that they might not see in themselves.
Just think of the endless possibilities they can do with getting some of these careers like computer engineering.
They may have never thought there was an opportunity for them to work on robotics at BAMA or aerospace at Nordam or be a pilot.
When you provide a girl the opportunity, a hands-on opportunity to do these projects, to do these experiments, lights come on and they see what is actually possible.
I'm Elora Clary, and I've been a Girl Scout for 13 years. It has given me a lot of opportunities that I necessarily would not have had outside of Girl Scouts. A lot of robotics stuff, a lot of science stuff that I would have never been able to do through the school system. And it's shown me things that I like that I would have never guessed that I would be into.
My name is Melinda Clary. I have been a Girl Scout leader for 13 years, and I'm a mom to a Girl Scout. There's not a lot of female organizations that are really like, do you want to, learn about STEM, and not just one type of STEM, a variety of type of STEM. We have you covered. Here you go.
Girl Scouts gave me a love for the outdoors. I got to go to things like resident camp, where I went a week with girls who liked the same things I did. It showed me there's a lot of other career paths I could go into. I'm going generally into either ecology and conservation or fisheries and wildlife.
The big thing I wanted my daughter to learn, and it's partly why I got her into Girl Scouts, is to realize that she is strong. So my daughter's on a 504. If you have anxiety, depression, ADHD, ADD, any type of learning disability, it's a state-regulated document. So they have to adhere for it, they get money. That doesn't always happen. But Girl Scouts gives her the place where she doesn't feel different. I'm not the girl on the 504. I'm not the girl that has the ADHD. I'm not the girl that has the anxiety. I'm the girl that excels at everything that Girl Scouts has to offer me.
Girl Scouts has given me a lot of confidence and kind of will to persevere. It's shown me that even though things may go wrong, mess up, your plan might not go to fruition, you're still going to be able to bounce back and keep going.
This is what my daughter says. I feel like everybody else got a manual that I was apparently absent that day, so I don't have the instruction book to life that everybody else got. But in Girl Scouts, I feel like I have that instruction manual.
I think that's definitely the great thing about Girl Scouts, is that it gives an opportunity for anyone and everyone to come in and feel welcomed.
One thing that I wish more people knew, and the reason that we're all here tonight, the number of girls that the Girl Scouts serve who are from low to moderate income families and who wouldn't have access to these services without your generous support.
I just think there's an underserved community in Tulsa that the Girl Scouts has tapped into. And I think these folks could utilize the help, and we can make a difference in people's lives.
My name is Sharnesia Knight. I am a staff-led troop coordinator.
I am Kalisha Page. I am a staff-led troop coordinator. Through the Staff-Led Troops program, we have served 476 Girl Scouts.
and that's over 11 different schools.
Well, we go into underserved areas. A lot of them wouldn't be able to afford the Girl Scout experience, so we go in and make sure that we can give it. We are eliminating barriers so that any girl can be a Girl Scout. We had one girl that she went and did all her research. She tallied up everything so she could present it to her mom to see how much this would cost. She couldn't afford this, the Girl Scout program, on top of all her bills. We offer financial assistance. She got so excited. She came and gave me a hug. She gave Miss Sharnisi a hug. She's the first one at Troop. She's sitting at the table with her uniform on, and she's like, hey, I'm here.
Through the financial assistance that we provide, it definitely helps our families and our children have that experience.
All the money raised tonight will impact the Girl Scouts of Eastern Oklahoma for generations to come.
Your donation dollars tonight help pay for girls in Eastern Oklahoma to have access to STEM education, to have access to summer camp, to potentially travel the world, and to reach their fullest potential.
If we invest and support the Girl Scouts for the future, these young ladies are going to grow up and thrive in the communities around us.
It's an old phrase, but it does take a village in order to provide all that we know that our girls need to prepare them for a future that's filled with success.
A little context on that video, we just had our gala in Tulsa on the 28th of April. It was our second year, and we were able to bring in over 550 people and raise over $900,000. So we were very, very proud and excited, and kind of worried about what we're going to do next year. So, but that was our video that was shared before our live ask. But it's a great one, and wanted to share that all with you. So I'm going to open it up to any questions anyone may have. Yes, sir.
Has the transgender issues that we hear about almost daily now, has that, or how has, if it has, affected the Girl Scouts of Eastern Oklahoma?
We are continuing to have it just Girl Scouts. I know the Boy Scouts allow boys and girls. As far as transgender, I am not able to speak upon that. I don't know that specific policy, but there may be something on our national website in that case, but I'm sorry, I don't know that answer.
We have one over.
I was just going to ask, because we have a Rotary camp for young people. What have you seen regarding Girl Scouts after lockdown as far as camp attendance?
So within our membership and camp attendance, we did see a large drop. About 2,000 girls did leave Girl Scouts over in our council over the pandemic. And that time we have seen our numbers increase again. We're getting back towards those pre-pandemic levels. Camp took about the same proportion of a hit. Normally we would average around 900. And so we're getting back up there. I think pre-registration we're at 815 now. So we're getting back to our pre-pandemic levels. Mm-hmm.
The term staff-led troops, who's staff?
So those are actually Girl Scouts of Eastern Oklahoma staff members that will go in and be those troop leaders in the schools.
So most of your troop leaders are volunteers then?
Yes, vast majority of anyone that's involving in our troop and our council is going to be a volunteer. We have about 46 people on staff at in our Tulsa location. So, and that includes some park rangers and then people that work in our satellite areas within the state. But not a huge crew, but we're making an impact.
Do you have a staff member here in Payne County or in this area?
We do not, but we have someone that kind of floats in between Stillwater and Ponca. And then, because when our councils combined in 08, the Girl Scout location here is actually owned by Kids Inc., but we work with them and rent it out. And so we don't actually own that property across from there. But we are trying to expand our footprint into Payne County, and specifically going into Cushing more, trying to get not just Stillwater, but the whole county.
This is a two-part question. You've been with the Girl Scouts for under a year. I want to know, one, what's your biggest surprise as being a part of the Girl Scouts, and two, as you are more comfortable in your position in the organization and looking forward, what do you think is the biggest challenge that the organization faces?
Biggest surprise. They warned me that it's going to take a full year to really get the full Girl Scout experience, and they weren't kidding. I mean, one thing ends and one thing else is starting. You move from selling cookies in the winter into summer camp. I mean, it's getting ready for camp and gala season, what we just put on. So our fund development team, we were very busy in that. Now we're moving into resident camp. I'm actually going to volunteer a few days and go out there and work the camp, and that will be an experience. But yeah, I think it's the surprising thing was just all the moving parts to this organization. There is a lot more being done than most people know and realize. I think I had the same perception. It was just camp and cookies, and it is a whole lot more. Biggest challenges coming up, it's always volunteers, enough people going out to help our troops. Funding, that's going to be a big one that we're always looking towards. We are a multi-million-dollar organization, but we spend most every dollar that comes in on the girls and having quality staffing. So those two are probably going to be our biggest challenges coming up.
What's your annual budget?
Oh, what was the numbers just came out? I think it's $3.5 million, somewhere around there.
So I just wanted to quickly take this opportunity to mention you have flyers on your table for the Cookies on Tap event that Jeff talked about. And we are also still looking for volunteers in the community to help us plan and promote this event coming up at the end of summer. I don't think it'll be extremely demanding on your time, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. So if you're interested in helping us put this on, reach out to myself and I'll get Jeff in the loop and we'll get you on board for that.
And a little context, it's mostly going to be maybe helping facilitate some raffle prizes, and a lot is getting people to buy tickets and sponsorships for the event. We'll handle the logistics and making sure it's being put on correctly. We're really looking for support within the community to get the community involved.
I think you had mentioned, you threw out the number $900 to send a girl to summer camp. Mm-hmm. And then you had mentioned that was subsidized. What is the actual cost of, say, a girl that's not receiving any financial assistance to attend camp?
So it is around that 900 mark for unsubsidized girls. And so we would go in and fill that hole or that need if they weren't able to get up into that $900 range. And that's how many days with the $900? It's a week long. I think it's 5 nights. So it's you'd go on there on either Sunday or Monday and leave Friday or Saturday. So it leaves enough time for our staff to have their weekend off and get ready for the next week of troopers. All right, well, I appreciate all your time today, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Thank you very much.